Hey guys, today I'm in London and I'm asking strangers, what is your New Year's resolution for 2025?
Take my mom on a vacation. I want to love myself more. I want to just focus on mental health because I feel like I'm struggling with it a little.
Really start off my career as a graphic designer and maybe getting rid of insecurities.
Launch my company successfully. Knock on wood, but yeah, we'll see. I guess I want to be like a cool jewelry designer that disappears, like a tiny village in Sweden or something. I want to not hear any other human sounds than myself. Tells you a lot about how 2024 went.
I want to try stand-up, but we'll see how that happens. I've been talking about that for years. I've been talking about that for years, and it was my resolution last year as well. So yeah, we'll see how that happens.
And I'm going to Antarctica.
Oh,
yeah. This is my dream profile. It's my dream job. I see people with big families and obligations, and I kind of envy them. And they look at me and they kind of envy me away. So love meeting people from different cultures, going to different faraway lands, and there are so many places in the world. Can't possibly see them all, but I'm sure we're going to give it a try. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I do believe there's a plan for everyone, but I would say I would like to be an actress. That would be, yeah. The dream is there, and we're still going. We're still trying. The dream is there, and positive. As long as you love it, you just keep going until you hate it, and then you stop. Yeah.
If you knew you couldn't fail, what job would you do instead?
I want to be a flight attendant, but I'm not quite sure if that's possible because I can't even reach a thing.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I think they have a requirement. Is it like 160 or something?
Yeah, I'm 158.
Oh.
Yeah.
What if you wear how old are you again?
I'm 20.
You grow a few more centimeters.
Oh, I would try.
An astronomer, I think,
Yeah.
which sounds like a wild thing to say, but I studied astrophysics at university, studying things the size of galaxies and realizing how small and insignificant the planet is. All of a sudden, the person that cut you off in the morning on the way to university is really not that big a deal.
I don't think any job would be absolutely 100% perfect, fulfilling me in every single way. You can't put it all on your job to do that. I mean, I'm just doing a little sketch of the Royal Albert? I like doing interiors and buildings and stuff. In another world, I'd have been an architect, but going back to uni for 8 years.
An astronaut, I think it would be so fun. Although I do think you'd get really lonely in the sky by yourself. Or an architect, but I'm really bad at drawing.
Something around psychology. When I tell people I work in finance, they're like, you're just one of those guys. It's my day-to-day is filled with meeting people. Sometimes it kind of does turn into a bit of therapy, because you're talking about something that's very taboo. It's money, it's, we don't really talk about it. Having someone trust you enough to open themselves up entirely to you is a real pleasure. So yeah, I'll definitely do something like that.
What's something you didn't expect that happened last year?
My eldest sibling passed away suddenly. She was in her late 30s, and overnight had this random medical thing that could happen to anybody. It was a really tough year, as you can imagine. So whilst it's been incredibly difficult, it has been an unavoidable tether to the nature of life and the sort of fragility of it, and the fact that everything that you know or love or have or take for granted could just disappear in an instant. So enjoy it while it's there, I guess.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Some friendship losses. It's like a breakup of a love relationship, but different. Still, you mourn a bit. Some relationships just don't work. And part of growing is just acknowledging that. I'm okay. It's just in the back of my mind, that little bitterness is still there.
2024 was a pretty difficult year for me. Professionally, which, just completely changed the trajectory of where I was or what was going on. I was in a relationship last year, that ended as well. So, everything comes at once. And then something else changes. It was a year of transition, and I still don't know what I'm transitioning into. We'll see what 2025 brings.
What's the best thing that happened to you last year?
The best thing? That's so sad, but I don't know. It was not a great year, no. Well, yes. Okay, I decided to start my own company. That was pretty cool.
I was given a promotion whereby I also looked after a team of around 15 advisors, and that was the first time in my life where I thought, this is what I'm meant to do. The mentoring, the training, teaching, effectively. But the buzz that I got from taking a junior guy who didn't know how to do something, I showed him how to do it, seeing him put it in practice with a client and it worked, that was amazing.
I guess more practically finishing my last exams. I study medicine and like probably an exciting thing too. Oh. And so yeah, finally hopefully finished with like all my theory stuff.
I went to Vietnam. I climbed my first mountain. Yeah, which is really scary. It was like with the tour guide. Well, they tricked me and they said, there's like a very nice picture spot. We ended up on the top of the hill and I'm like, oh no. And
How long did it take then?
I think it was about 30 minutes.
30 minutes, I'm not sure that counts, but we'll give it to you.
Thank you, thank you.
Being the mom and the motherhood and being the parent is just completely changing your world in a good way, but it brings many different aspects that you maybe didn't know about yourself, about your partner, about people around. It's many things. We're just living and learning, right?
What's something you're totally over and leaving behind this year?
I still felt the need to cater to my more outgoing friends, and I felt bad if I kind of disappeared from the face of the earth for 24 hours. Now I don't give a shit, honestly. If you know me, you know I'm not dead. And if I do, please come to my funeral, or don't. I'm dead anyway, so I'm good.
The older you get, the less you have to lose, right? Because if you die a young man, you're leaving a lot on the table, potentially, right? Yeah. But the older you get, the less time you have. So you're gambling with less. That's the way I look at it. So I learned to snowboard. I was always worried if I break my arm or if I do this, riding a motorcycle, then how am I going to fly? And I don't think that way anymore. It's all going to come to an end one day, and that's kind of what the pandemic did for me. So yeah, I don't know if I'm Benjamin Button or something like that.
If you have one piece of advice to give everyone watching, what would it be?
Anything at all.
It's always like you hear good advice, well, I do anyway, and then I'm like, oh, that's brilliant, and then I forget it.
You know, even if it's a negative experience, even if you're having a bad time, there's still like an inherent value to experiencing that in the moment and to experiencing that as a living, conscious person.
If you can view a situation in a positive way and find something positive in it, you know? Mundane day-to-day boringness, there is usually a positive there.
We like forget when we're young and healthy that there's an older version of you in 30 years from now that's begging to be as young as you are now and as healthy as you are now.
Well, this year I discovered that doing arts and crafts is really good for my brain to calm down. So maybe get a little arts and crafts hobby or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Just accept your situation in life. We're all good at something too. It might not necessarily be the thing you want to do. I always wanted to play for Manchester United. It's just I kind of sucked at football. And we all have a talent here. We all have something to contribute. So endeavor to find out what that is. Serve something bigger than ourselves. Country, whether it be family, if it's for most people, your kids, you know, God, whatever the case may be, charity. We all have to have a higher calling.
Generally, capitalist society, we're all very much self-serving, and whether you're trying to prove yourself to people or prove yourself to yourself or whatever it is.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're just human. I've been trying to tell myself that as well, but
I always like being kind to everyone because you don't know what everyone's going through. That's always nice to think about.
Just taking a step back and think this is an absolute miracle, what's happening around us here.
And it's a complete miracle that it even exists in the first place. So don't squander it, you know. Enjoy it while it lasts. And take it easy. It's not that deep, you know. Chill out. Enjoy it. Watch the ducks. So, yeah.
I don't think I'm there yet to be able to give advices. Well, I question more why someone would discourage me to have a certain opinion than just defending theirs to have a healthy debate. Don't take other people's advice. That's my advice. Yeah.
Maybe live a bit more in the present. It's nice to think about the future, but don't miss the present because of that.
Do you think you do that well?
No. That's why I'm giving that advice. I'm trying. It's a work in progress.